Okay, we've got a couple brake-related things to address on the Blue 928. First, I just noticed the other day is that it looks like the little pressure regulator for the back wheels that's attached to the ABS pump is wet, so it's leaking a bit. So I ordered some O-rings, so once those get here in the mail, hopefully today, can get that off and fix it. A new one of those things is like $300, so yeah, we'll hopefully be able to fix it. The other thing we need to take care of is the rear discs. They're a bit, they have a bit of a lip in them. It's not too bad, so hopefully they can be machined, but they're also making a little bit of noise, so we'll take those off, we'll get those machined, and we'll make sure the pads look good, and maybe sand them down. We did that with the fronts a while ago. I had them machined and made sure the pads were sanded flat and smooth on them. Alright, with the car up in the air, let's knock the wheels on off. Come on off of there. Oh, hey. Here we go. Nothing ever wants to be simple. There we go. The redneck close proximity impact gun. There we go. Alright. Now, the good news is pads aren't in too bad a shape, so I think we can sand them down and probably be good. Lip on this rotor, I don't know how much we'll be able to do with it. Guess we can go get the calipers and measure to see if we can even get these turned. Okay, so our minimum thickness is 0.866 inch. So if we check this again with the calipers in English, we're at 0.845. So I don't think we're getting these turned. Alright, so we went and took the brake pressure regulator off the tan car. So this is the one that was, I believe, original to the blue car that was leaking when I got it. And I put some O-rings on it that were, I think, neoprene or something. Either way, so they aren't holding up to brake fluid. Just sitting there. I mean, they just sat there in the car and they broke. So I got some ones that are EPDM O-rings that so we have the thing in the vise held, so we ought to be able to separate that part. There we go. Got it. But I did. Anyway, here's spring, sleeve. I'm pretty sure this thing comes out and has an O-ring. Yeah. And we've got a nice set of new O-rings. Anyway, so we gotta find one that is the right size. The outer part in that one might be it. And gotta find one that's the same size as that small one, which I think that one might be it. Anyway, we'll just slip it right there. Make sure this goes in there nicely. I believe it did. Yep.
easier to do without that on there. There we go. Everything stays in place there. The spring-loaded part, a little fighty. We might just, yeah, I think we'll call that good to let the O-ring do the work. Because we want to minimize the amount of fluid that we're losing as much as possible here. I definitely don't want to let too much run out, and don't want to get air in the ABS or let the master cylinder run dry. You know, when stuff's slightly time sensitive is when it always decides to take what goes with slowest. Sure, we can get this thing on there tight, which of course the way it's oriented now, can't really get a wrench on it. The flat spots on it where we can't get a wrench, because you can see where they are there. Can't get a wrench up here, can't get a wrench down there. I'd say prepare to cringe now, but and I don't think we have any other choice. And that's about as tight as it would have been with the wrench anyway. So one hopefully now leak-free regulator on there. Now I guess can get some brake parts cleaner and clean that off. So hopefully we can see if we have any more leaks, but now we gotta bleed the brake. Alright, so we've got our vacuum bleeder ready at the back. And then up at the front we've got our motive power bleeder hooked up to master cylinder. So we'll go ahead and fill it up with fluid. Yeah, you can see that it's right there. There we go, and that's got fluid to there. I'm trying to remember exactly how much we pumped it up with the charger, but I think we pumped it to about 7.5 pounds to start with. Alright, well, we'll do this for a while and see if we get any air out. The air is probably the whole way at the front from the ABS, so we probably need to do a good bit of bleeding here, but we'll end the suction as well. And we did pump this thing up to closer to 10 pounds, and just to help it go a little better. And you can definitely see we got a good stream of fluid dropping in the master cylinder reservoir there. And the level ain't going up, so that means it's definitely getting forced out. Yay! Means we're getting the air out that was in the ABS pump, hopefully. So hopefully that means we got most of that air that we let get into the system up by the ABS pump up front. And we did that regulator, so we'll make sure the bleeder's snugged up good, and we'll run the vacuum bleeder to get any of the fluid out of the line and hopefully make less of a mess. Now we'll just take it off. And we'll move on over to the other side. Alright, well we got this side done being bled, and I did clean up the wheel some while we're waiting for it to bleed. But I figured while we have the thing out too, even though we theoretically shouldn't have introduced any air to the front wheels, or to the front brakes, I think we'll go ahead and bleed them anyway with the power bleeder, because I didn't have the power bleeder the last time I did the brakes on it. So we'll see, just to make sure we get any air that could be trapped in the ABS or anything else for the front circuit out as well. Now we can hop in here. Hopefully we have a good pedal. Oh yeah. Not much travel and no sinking. So, I think we can call that repair good. And we can come up here and looks like we're all dry around this regulator.